So guys, if you want to do a half marathon, I guess you can like listen to this. I loved it. Just to say that, it was great. So I guess I'll just start from my training. I trained for this half marathon for quite a while. It was like, I don't know, I trained for a couple of months because at first I was doing track. You guys know that I couldn't upload any videos because, you know, track took up a lot of time. I was supposed to get home at 5 from school, but no, I had track. So I got home around 7:30 to 8 every day. But since I was on the kind of distance part of track, you know, I got a good feel for long distance. And then after track, you know, I made a few 5Ks, and then I got introduced to a half marathon. My dad's friend from work, he runs a lot too, and he was the one that told my dad about this half marathon. And the weird thing is, this half marathon was like, I don't know, like 100 miles away. It was in Raleigh, which I live in Charlotte, so that's a good 100 miles away from where I am, I believe. And it took like 3 hours to get there, so I don't know why. I know he wanted me to run that race. I'm sorry you guys are hearing these random noises. My dogs are right here, just trying to play with me. But yeah, guys, continuing back, you know, on. It was pretty far away, so I trained a ton. You know, some days I'll run for 2 hours. I'll run from, you know, this city to my house. Like literally, my dad will like drop me off, and he'll like, you know, block the exits, or you know, he'll just guide me on where to run. But he'll like drop me off like across town, and I'll run home. So it was pretty funny. And a pretty funny story also, while I was training, I got pulled over by a cop. So the reason, or what my dad did was, he dropped me off, and then, you know, he'll drive up about a quarter mile and make sure, you know, I don't turn on the wrong road. So he did that. But while he was doing that, I was, you know, running by myself, and this cop or someone called the police. Someone, I don't know why, but they called the police, and they were like, I'm telling you what, those are the biggest snitches ever. Why would you call a police on someone just running? I guess they thought I was running away, which is kind of reasonable, but yeah, they called the police, and I was just running, and I got pulled over. I mean, my joke is, you know, I was going too fast, you know, obviously, but yeah, they pulled me over, and I was, and you know, they drove me to my dad, and they interrupted me, you know, halfway my run. That day I was supposed to be running, you know, a practice half marathon. I was 6.5 miles into the freaking run, and they pulled me over. I was like so mad. In my mind, I was just like, screw you, F you, ah! I don't know, yeah, whatever. But yeah, that made me really pissed off, and it was really funny though, cause it was really funny afterwards. But yeah, they drove me to my dad, and they had like a 30-minute talk. But then my dad, being the boss he is, just drove me somewhere else and then dropped me off. But then I did another 13-mile run and successfully made it home. That's just a cool, you know, story during training. But yeah, I did that a few times, like a couple 13-mile runs, and I trained a ton. And I'm telling you what, guys, training pays off. Like, if you're planning to do like a 5K or if you just play any sports, work is, I mean, it just does you so much. And all that training I did really paid off at the race. So the cool thing was, you know, we just drive there the night before the race, because, you know, it's in Raleigh. We can't drive like 3 hours to the race, because the race started at 7 o'clock, because, you know, it's a half marathon. I don't want anyone running in the, you know, heat, because that would suck, because you can probably die from that. I don't know. But yeah, so we left at night. We went to this crappy hotel. The hotel was terrible. You know, our room just smelled like smoke, and it was just the most disgusting room ever. But the cool thing was, I was okay, because my dad bought me a bunch of Taco Bell the night before the race, just because, you know, carb loading. If you guys haven't heard that term, pretty sure you guys have, you know, where you just stock up on carbs. Yeah, so my dad bought like 20 tacos. I ate a bunch of them, and it was great. So I didn't really mind sleeping in the bad hotel. But, you know, then we finally woke up, you know, after all that training and all the cool stuff that has happened. I was about to start the race. So yeah, it's a really cool race. Also, if you're planning to do a half marathon, make sure it's in like a state park, because it's so cool. Like, I ran in a state park. I ran past waterfalls, you know, and also during the race we ran past the airstrip. So there was like these planes flying like so low, and it was really loud, but it was so cool. You know, you got airplanes flying really low, you got waterfalls, you're in the forest, and you're just seeing all the scenery. It was so great. So, you know, I had a great time. But the thing is, with gravel trails, if you, the only the only bad side to it is that it is actually harder to run on gravel. You burn up to 10%, or yeah, you use 10% more energy when you're running on gravel overall. That's just a cool little fact. But yeah, you know, And also about that, the morning before, I ate like 3 protein bars. I don't know why I would eat 3 protein bars right before a half marathon. That's one thing you guys don't want to do. Don't eat protein bars before a race. Believe me, guys, because halfway into my run, I was feeling sick as heck, and I just went to the side, and I was puking, and I thought I was going to suffocate, because I was puking for a good 10 to 15 seconds. And the funny thing was, people just like walking right by me. They're like, "Are you okay?" I like made a few people stop, and oh my gosh, dude, that really took out a lot of breath from me. I was just like, but yeah, that was pretty bad. But being the man I am, I was like, oh, I'm not going to stop here. I've been training for months, and I just got on my feet, and I heroically ran again. I don't know, but yeah, guys, I just continue on, and that was just pretty funny, because I'm just telling you what, guys, don't eat that much before the race. That is just the worst thing you can do, because in the middle of the race, I just went to the side, and I just started puking, and it was just terrible. And yeah, so let's just say that. But the thing about this race is that it was a really, really hard race. This wasn't a flat track. It was like super hilly. And the funny thing was, my dad told me it was a flat track. I'm not sure where he got that information from, because this race was like, oh my gosh, I can't even explain it. Like 3/4 of the time you're going uphill. So yeah, it was pretty tough. But yeah, I got through the race, after puking and working my butt off to get up these big hills, and finally, the best feeling ever, after you've been running for so long is, getting near the finish line, because you got a ton of people, around you, cheering you on to the finish line. And also, being as small as I am, I'm actually 14, but these people probably think I'm like 8 years old, because I'm only like 4 foot something, about to be 5 foot, I'm like 4'11". So these guys thought I was probably like 8. So I get a lot of attention when I was running to the finish line, and it was great. Everyone was like cheering, and it's the best feeling I ever had, other than having sex. No, I'm just kidding, I never had sex. But yeah, guys, continuing on, I was running, and it was just great. I never felt as great as this before, and I was running so fast because everyone was cheering me on. I had inspiration, and I crossed the finish line after 1 hour and 30 minutes of running. That was crazy. But that's actually pretty fast half marathon time, it's not that bad, because I am actually pretty small. I got a small stride. But the cool thing was, I came 17th overall, and I was about, let's see here, yeah, first place by a good 30 minutes. That made me feel pretty good about myself. If you guys don't believe me, I can just leave the link to the results, in the description. Also, I want to show you guys another thing, because earlier in my lifetime, I ran this 5K, and I was only like 10 years old, but during the time, the 5K was pretty small. There was about, 50 people that ran it, but still, I won the 5K a few years back, and I got my picture on the website, which is pretty cool. I guess I might leave a link in the description for that too, but I'm telling you what, guys, I was like 3 feet something when I won that. I can't believe I won that, but yeah, so that's about it, guys. I just wanted to tell you guys, give you guys a life story about my first half marathon. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Also, guys, one more thing. If you have any other ideas for one of my next videos, like if you want to hear a different life story, tell me. Like, just tell me what area, like sports, or I don't know, embarrassing moments. Just tell me what life stories you want to hear. That would be great, guys. But again, I'll see you guys later.